Yeah, my name is John Schot. I'm the owner of Schot Koffie. We're based in Rotterdam in the Netherlands. I started the company in 2011. And before that, I was working as a coffee trader in a trading company since 2005. Traveling, visiting coffee plantations, and that's how I got really interested in coffee in general, but more specifically into specialty coffee, you know, visiting the farm, seeing the product. So I was getting more and more intrigued about the specialty, the higher qualities, which we didn't do in our company at the time. So that's why I started just for fun my own roastery, and so it was never really intended as a business, but more for fun. But yeah, it's gradually moved into a bigger and bigger business. So at some point, I had to stop working for the trading company and just focus fully on the roastery. Yeah.
And what do you think, how has your impact on the scene been in your area, in your country, generally? I mean, how do you connect with the Dutch coffee scene?
Well, when I started in 2011, we were one of the first roasteries in Rotterdam to start, maybe even in the rest of Holland. And nowadays in Rotterdam, there's probably like 8 or 9 roasting businesses. So the specialty scene really changed here. So there's a lot of good bars, but I think like the hardcore specialty coffee is still really small. So the bars that really focus on super high quality is still pretty small. Yeah.
And your roast style, how would you compare it to a Scandinavian roast style or Norwegian, or is there something that you emulate, or you just like to go your own way?
I think we're more on the Scandinavian lighter side of roasting. So we like especially the filter coffees, we like them to be bright and very sweet and balanced. Mm-hmm. I think that appeals more to the Scandinavian side, I suppose. Yeah, definitely.
And do you have a philosophy about your approach to specialty coffee?
What we always try to achieve with our coffees is to maximize the flavors, well-developed coffees, focus on sweetness and balance of the coffees. That's for us super important. We're not trying to seek for acidity or highlighting just one flavor. We always like them to be quite round and balanced.
How do you sort of convince people to come into the light side of coffee? And there is balance there, but I think for a newbie that it isn't a sense of balance they're tasting. They're sort of scared by the acidity or the fruitiness or whatever it is.
Yeah, that's definitely difficult. People are new to specialty coffee. They're always a bit intimidated by acidity and sweetness and especially fruity flavors, I suppose. So we would always recommend them to take like Brazil or a mildly fruity coffee, like a berry light, like a Colombia maybe, and not go directly for like a crazy Costa Rican anaerobic coffee or something like that. So you have to just gradually swoop them in, so to say.
So let's talk about the NENSEBO. Yeah. Did you visit the farm, or did you just source it directly or through a green coffee buyer?
Yeah, the NENSEBO, the Ethiopians, we always source through somebody else. Sourcing coffees directly from Ethiopia is just very complicated. So we have a few other origins where we buy directly, but Ethiopia always goes through importer. Yeah.
Right.
So this one we sourced through a Belgian company. We've worked with for a few years already. So we partner up with them on these coffees a lot. And they're called Couple-Lot, and they're based in Belgium. Yeah.
Okay. But there's something so seductive about the strawberries in the NENSEBO. Have you tasted anything with just such an incredible strawberry taste?
Yeah, I think that's what's a bit more special about this coffee. It definitely has strawberry, which a lot of natural Ethiopians will have. But I think what makes this different is sometimes some other coffees might be a bit fermenty, and it's like a different kind of strawberry. I would almost say, yeah. So this one's more subtle, more refined, I would say. The coffee is also very sweet and super clean, and yeah, it's very balanced as well. And it's got a nice velvety, like you said, the velvety texture.
Do you have a preferred way to brew this? Tell us why as well. If you have a specific brew method, people would love to hear it.
We usually use the Hario V60. I quite like that because it gives I think the best overall flavor profile. It balances, yeah. So you get a good balance with the V60.
You have a kind of specific recipe, or?
Yeah, we use 17 grams of coffee on 250 grams of water with this coffee, and we use a brew time of about 2 minutes 45. You get a good velvety texture, and you get nice sweetness to the coffee.
Brilliant. So do you have generally, is there something you've learned in specialty coffee that you think is a really important philosophy that you want to share with people?
Yeah, I learned through these years that coffee can be quite frustrating. That you can do all the things the same one day and get great results, and do the same the next day with less result, so to speak. So coffee is always, it's continuously changing, it seems, and it's so difficult to always get the same results, which can be frustrating, but it's also the challenge, I suppose, in specialty coffee.